Bears, monsters of the midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85.
Take a look at Chicago, you can smell it in the air. There's a hungry team called the Bears. Soldier Field going nuts, jumping out they chair. Teams rather be anywhere but here. We don't care if it's below zero. Better tougher for the snow, we still gon' break holes. If we win the point fit, we choosing to kick. Cause we got a defense that love to hit. Polarize the link with our smash mouth D's. Slicing up teams like Mike Singletary. Forever repping the seat, making Papa Bear proud. Giving Chicago something to shout about.
We the Bears, monsters of the
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to a Panda and Grizzly show. I'm Brian the Grizzly, sitting here for another week talking about the Bears, especially if we just had another win. We had one. We had two. We're going for 3 wins in a row. I cannot believe we're actually talking about this with the Chicago Bears, but it feels good. I'm enjoying what's happening. So, I mean, when you really break down the game, what actually did happen, we look good. We look ready to go. I'm shocked by it, but we look actually pretty good. When you look by the numbers, we now have 8 consecutive home games won. Caleb Williams had 126.2 QB rating. The Bears had 16 points off of turnovers. And I know that this team is not the greatest team in the world. I mean, we have a team that we really just we swindled. We hoodwinked. We led astray. We stole from them, and it's continuing to happen. It's the gift that keeps on giving. They gave us DJ Moore. We got the pick for those Caleb Williams. We got Tyreek Stevenson. We keep on getting more and more and more. And I just got to say thank you. Thank you to the Carolina Panthers for giving us all these things. We won a huge game. It was a margin of 26 points. Won by 26 points. We had 0 turnovers. We created 3 turnovers. We had DeAndre Swift had 120 yards from scrimmage. He ran the ball for 73. He caught other passes for another 47. So he did a great job. And then we finally got the ball to DJ Moore. What more can I ask for? I went to the game last week, the previous week, and my boy just went to this game. And I remember screaming about get the ball DJ Moore. The only way that this works is if DJ Moore's is your number one receiver and you actually utilize him the right way. He did it. So I can't complain about it. That's exactly what we did. We got the DJ ball, and I remember that one play in particular where he looked off the safety, knowing that DJ was going to be one-on-one on the backside. He then rifled the ball right in. DJ Moore grabbed the ball and jumped over the guy and grabbed it. And it was just a beautiful play. It's like he's definitely learning. And once again, guys, I am a Justin Fields fan. I think that he could have been exactly what we needed. He would have still worked with DJ Moore better. But Caleb is showing why they drafted him number 1. He is doing a great job overall. I'm happy that he's doing well. He's doing great. So those are good. The good things. Now, once again, I say Jacksonville wasn't the best team ever. Their defense was crap. If we want to be honest, there's a lot of things that we have to worry about with them because our offensive line dominated them. So if that's the case, then we probably have a problem, right? If that's the best that competition we could have, then that's just what it is. So, but when I look at our PFF grading, we look at offensively, DeAndre Swift did a great job. I think he had a 70.8 rating. DJ Moore has 67.5, and Roshan has 67.4. Those are our 3 highest graded players. But our 3 worst players are the ones that I worry about. So Tevin Jenkins only had 11 snaps. If you guys know exactly how much it was, it's 11 snaps. He graded a 42.9. Rome Odunze had a bad game after his best game of the year. The week before, he had a really bad game. He was graded 49.6. His pass blocking was atrocious. His run block was even worse. That's what it was. Coleman Shelton had a 50 grade, which is just Coleman Shelton at least calls the defense. He helped out Caleb on that one play when he told him, we got fire coming over here. He said, we got effing fire, which is good. He was able to let him know someone was coming, that we need a hot route. We need to change slide of protection to wherever the blitzing guy is coming. That was good that he was able to call that, but his pass block just was bad. He just does not have the ability to hold on to guys and block them straight up. He just doesn't. That's not his thing. And then Nate Davis had a 50, who came in right after Tevin Jenkins went out, got replaced. Bill Murray replaced Nate Davis. That's how far Nate Davis has fallen. We had a point where the backup to the backup is actually going to replace him because he pass blocked fine. I think his pass blocking grade was like an 80, but his run blocking was so bad, I think in the 20s. That means that's the effort that he doesn't show to want to put forth. And maybe it's because he's not starting. He doesn't want to give everyone the effort. But I think Nate Davis is at a risk right now for being out of the league in a couple of years or at the end of the season because the Bears are not going to carry him next year. And no one's going to trade for someone who can't put good tape out there. And right now, Nate Davis is not putting good tape out there. And that's a big worry for all of us. I mean, we have to want to get something out of him. He was obviously a mistake. I thought that it was a mistake when they said that he didn't like practicing when he's come from Tennessee. I thought that was a problem. But we did it anyway, and it's just what we got. So on the other side of the ball, the defense, just my guys, they just were dominating in every way. I talked about on our Sunday show that the Bears were probably going to give up a lot of rushing yards to Chuba Hubbard because what they're doing is they have a 3 technique in Javon Dexter, who is a great pass rusher. He's actually leading the team in sacks, if you guys didn't know that. He's putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback, but to put pressure on the quarterback means you're creating easier holes for them to run through. And we're not doing a great job of filling all those holes. We are in a gap scheme. So basically, like, there's one guy responsible for each gap. And if anyone makes a mistake in a gap scheme, you're in the secondary. So, that's kind of what's happened. That's what happened in the 38-yard run for Chuba Hubbard. The gap scheme, you get one guy gets blocked, another guy gets sealed, and there's no one up the middle to stop him. That's what we had. So, no, Javon Dexter is doing a great job. Once again, pass rushing. He's not still there for the run blocking. And I talked about this last week. Last year we had 2 guys and John Jones who were basically 2 nose tackles. He wasn't a 3 technique. You had 2 guys that were really hard to move. So you weren't going to run up the middle. Now we have someone who's more of a pass rush, a better 3 technique for the scheme, but not because of that, we now give up a little bit more bigger runs. And we have to really come down and watch what happens. That's just how things work in the zone gap scheme that we're running on defense right now. But guys, our guys are coming down and hitting. I saw one, Jalen came down with a great hit. Brisker is a monster. I was actually talking to my friend during the game. I was telling him, like, my worry is Brisker, though he stayed in the game, was going to get concussions because the way he's hitting these guys, using his helmet too much. And then we hear the news today or yesterday that he's not traveling with the team, that he's going to be evaluated for that concussion. And, he continued to play, and that's always a worry. And I don't think he's going to end up playing in this next week's game against Jacksonville, which is not the worst thing in the world. I mean, that's why you need to have a good backup, and that's what the Bears did. They went in and got Jonathan Owens, who was a good backup for the Bears. I mean, I think that was a depth piece that they need to have. That's just how it works, though. I mean, when you want the best out of Brisker, you get a week like we had the week before or this past week, when he's just making all the plays. You're going to take that risk. But, as of right now, he's playing at a Pro Bowl level, so I'm really enjoying it. So Jaquan Brisker is questionable. It's like Terrell Smith is already out, so you don't have your backup cornerback. It's not going with. He's not traveling at all. And as I believe Zach Pickens is out too. So, and though Tevin Jenkins is not in, I don't know if he's actually will be there for us, but I'm hoping that he will be there for us when we're looking for him at the end. You know, I had two that came in. He said, just pop it in to drop a light early morning tomorrow. I hate to be a party pooper, but I'm taking the season team to get a win here. Jacksonville practically lives in London. Matter of fact, they had 2 games in a row. Says plus they got a great they got to feel great coming off that win after a drought. Jacksonville by 50. Have a nice night, fellas. So okay, all right, I see you. He said same popping in, heading to Dallas in the morning. Okay, all right, I see you, Martin. And we got Kadani in here. What's up, bro? How you doing, Brody? Bro, I'm feeling great after this win. I'm actually looking forward to this game. Early in the morning, 8:30 in the morning. We're going to be talking about this Jacksonville game. I'm a lot more positive than these other guys. I think that, once again, we had 1 against the Rams. We had 2 against Carolina Panthers. If we get this win against Jacksonville going into the bye, 3 in a row going into bye, positive feelings. Everyone's looking really great. We're talking about a 4-2 record going in there. I think that's going to be wonderful. And then we come out playing Washington. Though, and Jay Daniels is playing great. But I think that our defense is a defense that could give him problems. And their offense is a lot, it can give us a lot of problems too because they run the ball. Brian Robinson, B-Rob is doing an amazing job, and Austin Eckler is coming back. But I think it'll be a good game. It will be really good, I think, going to see who's the better quarterback. I think that's going to be the thing that kind of tips the scale. I think we have a chance in that game. And if that's the case, then we're talking about 5-2. Then we're talking about New England and Arizona. These are teams that we can beat. There's a possibility we get to 6-3, 7-2 before the other shoe drops and we get this hard end of the season schedule that's going to be just incredible. But if we need to beat the teams that we can beat before we play all these other teams, and it's obvious that we have the best division in the football with Minnesota and Green Bay and Detroit. We got great players, great teams, and we have to be ready for all this craziness coming up. We got Anzo in the building. What's up, man? Said I won my week at 2-3 now. See, if you listen to me and ask me questions about who you play, I got you. I say I won my week by 0.8 points on my Dynasty League. I won in my other league by like 40 or 50. And then I'm still in the guillotine. So I'm figuring out how to do it. So it's so fun. So, okay. Well, it's funny that you dropped in because it's Devontae Adams news. It's probably going to drop soon. And I'm hearing it's really a 3-team race. The Jets might be hard to make this thing happen. Now they fired Robert Saleh, which is apparently all the owner who decided. I decided not to do to get rid of Saleh because he wanted to, which is stupid because this might be Aaron Rodgers' last year, and now he has a backup, a first-time head coach. All he wanted to do was kind of give maybe a new play call to somebody else, and they got rid of him. So I don't know what they're doing to being 2-3, 1 game behind the Bills for the lead in the division. Patriots still being terrible. Miami not having a quarterback, and they fired their coach. It's stupid. I don't know what they're thinking. And other news that also happened. So the Patriots are now going to start Drake May against the Texans. I don't know if you watched the Texans against us. They blitzed 48% of the time. Drake May is going to come. Hasn't had a game in the NFL yet. Going to a team who has great defense, puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback. They're going to blitz the hell out of him. They might get him hurt. We might not see him when he plays the Chicago Bears because of what's going on. It's crazy. I don't know. I mean, the NFL, we're in now week 5. So it's a lot of people getting hurt, a lot of injuries. I mean, I think that I saw Derek Carr had an oblique injury. Nwosu might be out for the year. He's on IR right now. So we just got a lot of players in and out. So these dynasty teams or your fantasy football teams could be in shambles. So you better be looking at the waiver wire, and we'll be talking about that a little bit later in the show. But you need to be paying attention to the waiver wire right away. Looking forward, yeah, he said, "Oh my God, these injuries are killing me." I know, I know how it is. I have half my team on IR or bye, like the entire half of the team. My whole bench is like 2 players, so it happens. You just got to plan it out and make sure you have the right players. So, looking into this game in England, the Bears have already taken off. They're on their way. They want to kind of get their bodies adjusted to the time because I think we had a problem. Eberflus had a problem last year trying to make it a business trip, leaving on Thursday, bodies not being adjusted, being tired, not really, before you look up, you're down 20 points. He wants to change that this time. So it's good that they took off, but we took off without Brisker. Tevin Jenkins is a big question mark. How do we really measure up to this team with those players out? Well, Bill Murray did a great job, I feel like, last week in coming in reserve for Tevin Jenkins. So if we continue to be a run-first team, running downhill, Bill Murray will be just fine at his position. Gotta get Swift going. Got to make sure that we get Roschon Johnson the opportunities when he's getting. If we can run the ball 40 times, I think we'll be fine against the Jacksonville defense. Jacksonville has not DVOA that they are number 32 team. That means that this is not a great defense, right? They are worse than Carolina, who's number 31. So if we could go ahead and start getting some good play action, run the ball downhill, play action off of that, that should really open up the entire offense for us. And if our defense is just monsters right now. Jacksonville just got their win, so they're not coming in as hungry. I'm different with what Tua said. He said they just got off their win after the drought. I think that because they got their win, they're no longer as hungry, and then the Bears can come in and go ahead and win this game. We are feeling good about our team, about our coach, about our quarterback right now. I think DJ is getting better and better. Keenan now is going to have to be more developed, get into this offense. As long as we do those things, we are going to be able to play with anybody. There's no one out here that I can't think we can't play with. Even the games that we lost, we were in those games where opportunities to win. And the more experience Cable is going to get, the better off we might end up being. But what we need to remember is that during this offseason, we have to fix this offensive line. Center is a problem. At least Shelton is calling the right defenses, right offenses, blocking schemes. He's calling the right middle linebacker. We know what's going on. They're communicating well. So at least that's a positive. If you are continuously running downhill, it's easier to block. It's easier to do pass blocking if you're being aggressive instead of sitting back. A lot of our guys don't seem to be doing a good job with the ability to pass block. So these are all positive things that I can see coming up. I think that we win this game. I think we actually put on a show. I think we score 33 points and we win this game 21-33. I'm saying a big win for our beloved. I'm saying 21 because the Bears still have not given up more than 21 points to any team in a long time. I think that we continue that trend, and we go into the bye very happy. And the next week's show will be talking about all the positives that we've done, and do we need to make a trade to make our team even better? Because once again, towards the end of the season, we have to go deal with the best division in football. That's the NFC North. We are amazing. All of them are amazing. I could see us easily be, the Packers being, 5-4. Us being 6-3 or 7-2, and Detroit being 7-2, and then maybe be 8-1 with the Vikings, or they could be 7-2. We could have a 3-way tie up top of this division by the time we get into division play, really. So I don't know, guys. It's going to be a difficult run overall, but I'm excited for what we're doing. The fact that they learned how to use Roschon Johnson in short yardage, that they learned really how to put an extra lineman out there. I think that was just such a smart move by the Bears. It's kind of creating identity. They have an identity now. And That's what you really want. You want a team, any good team is going to be able to diagnose plays, going to be able to throw the ball down the field, spread the ball down to each other. And they also will be able to have identity. When we need a yard, we're going to hit you in the mouth, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to get this yard. And I think the Bears are heading in that direction. And I think that's important to be able to do overall. I love seeing my Illini guy, ILL, Doug Kramer out there in the backfield. He actually looks really good. He looks really quick on his feet. Those plays, even with the clipping play, I think that he's hitting the guys exactly what he's creating a hole. He's giving options to Swift and Roshan. And I like it. I think that this is something we could keep on going. That could be part of your identity. If we are people that like to hit people in the mouth, run straight at them, and run the ball 30 times a game, 35 times a game, and then only throw the ball 30, we can continue to win. And we'll be able to push for the playoffs, which is what we all want anyway, right? We want to get the Bears to the playoffs. We have a defense. Once you're in there, you don't know what's going to happen. Because if you can't score more than 21 points at any point in time, this offense is explosive enough to do those things. That's all you really want is an opportunity. And I think we're going to have that opportunity. I think we're going to be doing having a good season. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of positive things going forward. I cannot wait to see what we do in Jacksonville. I mean, in England, and I think that by the time we get to like 10:30 Sunday, we'll know that the Bears are for real, and playoffs are right there in our grasp. Yeah, Cleveland is. What's up, everyone? I think y'all going to make the playoffs. I think so, man. I think we have an opportunity to really do something special with if the Packers losing those two games early, and Jordan Love being hurt early and being out of sorts, I think really helped us more than anything, because I think we're neck and neck. This allowed us to just jump up a little bit more and possibly beat them, because I think we split with the Packers, we split with the Vikings, and probably split with the Lions, and that's enough to get us probably to 10 wins. You're on solo tonight. It looks like it, solo dolo. I did come a little bit late, so I apologize for everyone. I was actually on Anzo's show talking about From, so I got lost a little bit in the sauce. So save the favors in here. What's up, man? The NFC North is looking all around very competitive. Caleb to DJ connection looking good last game versus Carolina, but it was versus Carolina. I mean, but every team has that connection. Like every team, Jordan Love was throwing the ball around to whatever receivers there. This was Tucker Kraft this week. Detroit is Detroit, and they're killing it. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams. You still have one of the best tight ends out there. They have everything that you want, and then they're aggressive on defense. The only way to beat Detroit is probably to outscore them. You gotta have a good defense to try to outscore, and that's why we are good. They're better than us overall. I think they are approved of that, but I think we give them tough games every time because of that. Minnesota, I have no idea what the hell is going on. Sam Darnold is making all these great plays. He has Justin Jefferson, who's an amazing player. Probably, I would always say he's the best wide receiver in the game. They have opportunities to win, but I think they're going to come down a little bit. I think Detroit could be the cream of the crop. I still believe that Detroit wins 12 games. I think we have an outside chance to win 10. If we win 10, but that means Minnesota and the Green Bay could both win 9. So we're all within that game still. One of us is going to make the playoffs. I think two teams out of this division make the playoffs. The other two go. One goes 8-9. The other one's go 9-8. But overall, we'll be the best division in all football, the most competitive division in all football, black and blue. And watch out the team that comes out of this division. I don't care if it's Detroit. I don't care if it's Minnesota, if it's us. You don't want to play us. NFC North is great. And I'm excited to see these games at the end of the season, because it's really going to determine a lot of things. And we'll see who's really be able to hold their own. So, as far as traveling, if I was the Bears, one thing I would like to look at is our left tackle. I think Braxton Jones has shown me what he is. He's too light in the pants. He cannot be bull rushed, and that is the first pass rush that you learn as a defensive end. It's the bull rush, the power to go right through you, and he gets destroyed by bull rushes too often. And I think that you need to get a real left tackle. As much as I like Braxton Jones, I think his quickness is great. I think when he pulls, he's even better. But his pass blocking just leaves a lot to be desired. And I need more out of him. As far as our grades over last week, I believe Montez Sweat graded the best for the defense. I want to say he had almost 76.1. So Montez Sweat had 76.1. TJ Edwards had a 75, and then Jaquan Brisker with a 71.4, which is just outstanding. I mean, they're having QB hits. The tackling was right on point. The pressure on the quarterback was on point. I know Montez Sweat's not getting all the sacks numbers, but all the pressure that's coming from his side of football is amazing. It really is. Our bottom three were Tremaine Edmonds, who obviously I told you gave up that long run to Chuba Hubbard by him getting blocked, going to the hole and not sealing his hole out. Chris Williams and Byron Court are both the defensive tackles, and that's what happens when anytime your number one guys aren't in. I think that's what we're noticing with our defense. We're not as deep on defensive line, which we should have known. I think we're good at defensive end, which we thought was the problem, but defensive tackle might be a little bit of an issue overall for us. So that's why Billings has to be in the game almost the entire game. And if you want to give him a break, you probably need one to kick one of those defensive ends down or put Javon Dexter in that nose and go with something like that. You can't keep these backups. And Coward is not good enough right now. So we just got to see what happens overall with who travels. I think that's going to be a big thing for us in Jacksonville. And once again, you have a bye week after it, so you can go ahead and push it, hoping that you can heal up during your bye week and be ready for Washington to hit them in the mouth right after your bye week. You don't want to be like the Jets who are firing Robert Saleh and then not taking the bye week that they chose not to have the bye week that week and put it in a different week. And I thought that was a big mistake. So, but as far as once again, I think our run stopping on the defensive line, I think Zach Pickens getting healthy will help to kind of solidify it because he's the depth piece that we really need to stop the run. I want to see if Brisker's out, does Elijah Hicks start or does Jonathan Owens start? I think Jonathan Owens should be the starter one, and you can move Kyler. We can move him to strong safety, no problem. But Elijah Hicks is the slated strong safety. He doesn't play as well in the box as Brisker, obviously, but Owens could. So that'd be an interesting thing to kind of keep an eye on as we go forward. But yeah, I am excited overall for us having this win streak. I mean, guys, if we get 3 in a row, I'm 40 years old, and I don't think I've ever had a time where I feel like we could beat any team. Even in in 2006 or 16 or at 18, I always felt like we were lucky to win. But now I feel like our defense is great. Offense is explosive. And as long as Caleb learns, we'll be better. We'll be good. And he has done things that I was not sure he could. I'm still a believer that what we should have done was build our offensive line and keep Justin Fields. But I know why we got Caleb Williams, and I think that a lot of these positive things are coming to fruition. Exactly what Poles said was going to happen. But now we have to figure out how the hell we're going to be able to get our offensive line better because it just does not look good. All right. So transitioning into the fantasy football aspect of for this week, we got a lot of people on bye. So there's holes in quarterback, running back, and wide receiver everywhere. If you have a problem with a quarterback, I can't believe I'm actually saying this. Your top guy might be Daniel Jones to go look for. Daniel Jones is doing a good job running the ball and throwing the ball. He's available in most leagues. I think last week in Seattle, he had 257 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 11 rushing attempts, so he has that rushing upside, especially with his main guys out, even with neighbors out. So I think Daniel Jones will be an excellent guy to come to look at. In deeper leagues, especially super flex leagues, I will look at Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston, I think is going to end up playing. I think they're going to have to bench Deshaun Watson. If you're watching that Cleveland game, he is the problem. They finally got their number one offensive linebacker, and he's still not able to do anything. So that tells me that one or two things, that he's, they don't believe in him, or he's lost a step. Either way, it doesn't really matter. We can't play him. And I think Jameis is going to end up playing. So in super flex leagues, you look at for Jameis Winston. And then, as I already talked to you earlier, Drake May is coming off the bench. They're going to start him in Seattle and New England. And I think the Texans are going to destroy him. But it is what it is. So if you need a quarterback, try Drake May. I don't know. As far as running backs go, if you see Jacksonville, Tank Bigsby's been the guy who's been running the ball the most. They talked about him in the preseason that he would be an option to become a future back. And though he has Travis Etienne, it seems like Tank Bigsby is the new number one guy. And what we are great at stopping the pass, we're not as great at stopping the run. So Tank Bigsby might be a really good option for everybody. Looks like he's RB1, and we have a problem stopping him. So that's probably the only way they can do it. Another guy, if the Giants, especially if we're looking at if Singletary can't play, then Tyrone Tracy Jr. for the Giants, who had a great game, seems to be a quick guy, another good rookie that can come in and step in there. I think he's someone you want to, if Singletary's not there, that's someone you want to grab. And if you really in hurting, Roschon's the guy. All right, Roschon's going to get you opportunities at touchdowns because he's the goal line guy. He's going to get 8 to 12 rushes every game. He is literally the perfect back to kind of give your number one guy a rest. If those don't work for you, Justice Hill is still a guy who's going to get touches all the time. I think we talked about this on Sunday. He just, no matter what, you're going to see him when you get passing plays. All right. So if Justice Hill's your guy, at least you have an opportunity. Ty Chandler was another guy that I saw that seems to be getting the ball no matter what. So, and the way the Vikings are going, you're going to need a couple of running backs. As far as wide receivers, this is a name that we hear a lot. Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney has come back and shown up again. Atlanta seems to be looking for him. He has a rapport with Kirk Cousins apparently, and he has 3 touchdowns already. So why not grab him? I think that he's doing a great job, really making himself known and let him know that 1 year Chicago was not a fluke. That if you give him opportunity, he's healthy, and you have a quarterback who wants to get the ball out of his hands, and he's a good counterpart to Drake London, who's a big, bruising 6'3" guy, 220 pounds. Then you have him as a little scat wide receiver that can get in open quickly and get the ball, underneath. So, yeah, he's a really good one to kind of reach for. If you watch the Dallas-Pittsburgh game, you saw Jalen Tolbert doing great things. I think he's going to be another guy that you could pick up until Brandon Cooks comes in. While he's out, ride with him. And another guy will be if Joe Flacco continues to play, which I'm not sure if he will or not this week. Joe Flacco, if he does play, you definitely you pick him up and put him on your bench, and you probably start him because Joe Flacco is going to play better than a lot of your starters right now. But if Joe Flacco does play, I think Josh Downs is going to be another guy that you want to pick up immediately. He is I mean, I don't know what was like. He has more targets. I think he had almost 12 targets this week. 9 catches for 69 yards. He didn't get the touchdown, but I think that's because more about the defense than it is about him. But he's going to get looked at. And then who knew Keon Coleman would show back up? Apparently, after this missing that meeting, he's back in good graces. And though Josh Allen can't get the ball to anybody else, apparently he's the only one that can get the ball, and gets it in the fourth quarter and keeps them close. So that's what I'm looking at for wide receivers. If you're really, really in need, it seems like the old Kansas City Chiefs are all back, and Juju Smith-Schuster might be another guy that you could go and rely on again too. So, but another guy will be Alec Pierce, but once again, it depends on Joe Flacco. If Joe Flacco's there, those wide receivers in Indianapolis matter. You need them. So that's where I'm looking for right now. QJ is going to be coming back this week, so that's another guy you can kind of look at, but I don't know. I'm still hesitant on QJ. But I will say tight end Tyler Conklin has been doing a really good job. He's been getting targets the Jets, and until they get another receiver, he's going to get the ball, I think. He's really the safety valve for Aaron Rodgers, and he's being utilized. So he's another good pickup if you get a chance to. Now, as far as defenses go, I think the Texans are number one defense, especially with Drake May starting this week. A rookie coming in, going against that team. We already saw what he did against Caleb Williams. Drake May is not ready to be playing right now. I think the Texans run up the score as far as the defense goes. I think the Eagles could be another good one because they're playing the Browns, and right now Deshaun Watson is just awful. So why not? You just who they're playing, that's who you go against. Those are just good overall players. And who is the best defense in the league? I ask you. The Los Angeles Chargers are giving up less than 12.5 points a game because Harbaugh knows how to build a defense, and their defense looks like it's going to be good again. They're utilizing Khalil Mack, and if you're looking for somebody, pick that team up. They will continue to get you points. Anzo says, the Steelers. You're 100% right this week. The Steelers look great. I love the idea of going with them. The only thing I was hesitant was about Justin Fields. Apparently, he's still the QB1, even with Russell Wilson coming back, but they'll probably have a very short leash on him. And if he makes any mistakes, Russell Wilson goes in. And I don't know how the defense will react to it. And what happens if you don't have if you have too many turnovers? Says last week game shows that we need Adams. 100%. That's the team I will love to go. I would love Steelers to get Devontae Adams. Devontae seems to want the New Orleans or the Jets. I think the Steelers will be a perfect place. I think he will win. He has an opportunity to win with Pittsburgh, no matter who the quarterback is, and especially with that defense. And having the number one receiver finally for the Steelers will put George Pickens back in the number 2 position, where he needs to be. You can use Freiermuth more. You can do Darnell Washington too. You got 2 guys. If you get Warren back in, you got 2 guys out of the backfield that can really catch the ball too. I think those are keys for the Steelers overall to win. And I think the Steelers really have a chance to still win this division. I know everyone sees what the Baltimore Ravens are, but losing those games put them in, behind the 8 ball. And I'm not impressed with Cincinnati in any way, shape, or form. So, and the Browns got Deshaun Watson leading them. So as of right now, there's nothing else there. The Pittsburgh they're right in there, right in the mix. If you make the right decision at quarterback and you get that team behind them, they're going to have an opportunity to win the division again. And Mike Tomlin is a genius. This is what he does. So, there's a lot of things coming up. We got to kind of figure out what's going to happen in the NFL this week. A lot of players that are in concussion protocol. What the Jets are going to be, where they're doing, I have no idea what the hell they're doing. We got Riddick, who has been talking about maybe coming out of that holdout. The Jets forgot that they have Hassan Reddick still there. I would love to see him being traded to a team like the Chicago Bears, but if it's not going to happen, it is what it is. I think that he is special, and if the Jets are done with the season, go ahead and give them to us, and we'll take them off your hands for you. All right, guys. I will be back here again tomorrow on Dynasty Pylon talking about all the things, doing Gridiron Heights, talking about all the things, getting you ready for the Thursday night game and getting ready for setting your lineups for that game, making sure you don't put these guys in flex. So we'll be talking about all those things, talk about max or minimum Crosby, just and having fun and talk about what's going on in the NFL. And then Sunday we'll be here to help you set up your lineups, let you know who to sit, who to start. And once again, Tuesday, hopefully we'll be celebrating the Bears win in London, coming in, going over our bye week, what things we want to see the Bears kind of look for, and we'll talk about it. And I'll be here with you guys, and I appreciate you guys coming in and with all the comments. And we'll see you guys again on next Tuesday. Peace.
We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so hard, remind you of 85. We the Bears, monsters of the Midway, knocking teams out every Sunday. Fire in our eyes, can't stop our drive. Hit so